Cheers.
How many pictures are on Yelp? Pull up all these pictures and you're like, oh, that's the dessert you're eating? All right, Michelle. That's the candle? Okay, that's the same candle. I know where that.
Babe, 45 minutes to an hour.
45 minutes to an hour. Wait, can you run that long? No offense.
That's how I got married, dog. You know, my first date, bro.
Was that what you did?
Yeah, my first date with him.
And look at
I think a guy's more comfortable being alone than a girl, but I mean, that's a whole
you
nother
think so?
subject. I think
First and foremost, I want to thank everybody for listening. Welcome to the Men Don't Know podcast. I'm the man of many friends, your host and creator, Chris Boone. And here on the podcast, we talk with a bunch of guys. We ask a bunch of women questions over wine and cocktails. Whether you listen to it on Google Play, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Pandora, you downloaded that Men Don't Know podcast app. I cannot thank y'all enough. Merch store is open as always, but hit me up on Instagram at Men Don't Know, Twitter at Men Don't Know 1. Shoot me an email, Chris at MenDon'tKnow.com, or hop on the MenDon'tKnow.com website and shoot me a message. Fellas, my guys, how we living?
What's up, boys?
Good. You good?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, you're fine right there. Okay, let me help you out.
Sipping.
Yeah,
Thank you.
better. Yeah, all right, good. Question of the day. Man, question is, now, is no kids and never been married a red flag in your 30s or 40s? Now, Coy, here's the thing. A lot of women think it is.
to guys.
Yeah,
to a guy.
100%.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
Are we looking from both sides? Or just,
Yeah, both sides.
okay,
But
okay.
yeah, for a guy, a lot of women think.
I don't hold it against a girl because of where I'm at.
Yeah,
Same thing.
yeah.
So I could never.
Yeah,
No
but-
right to it.
Yeah.
You know.
But I mean, the question at hand was like, I don't know. Me and my sister were talking about it for a little bit. I think she was at home working. And we're just chit chatting about random shit like I always do with her. And I mean, we're gonna call her in a second. She can tell her side of the fucking story. But
Man, I want to hear about that date again. Go ahead, though.
oh, that shit was crazy.
You didn't go look.
But I mean,
Still pissed
you
off.
got you. I think you got to realize. Some people ask why, like that's kind of strange. Why? And my honest answer is like, I knew where I was headed and I was on a path and I didn't want to quote unquote quote unquote like change my situation, and I was like cool just not having I was cool knowing that I was gonna have kids for a minute, spin it the other way. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. B, you want
Relax.
Hey, bro, you about to snap
Check,
some headphones.
check one.
Nah, he's good. You good? Too loud?
I'm good.
Okay. Yeah, nah, bro. Like sometimes you set in your ways and you know what it is, and what up? You set in your ways and you know what it is, and like why is it a red flag just because
Why-
I decided
Why budge?
Yeah, safety never took a holiday, and I wasn't gonna do what I didn't want to do.
Well, how many girls look at it as a red flag versus how many look at it as, I don't want to say, but he didn't fuck up. Like, you know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, I don't know. Let's call my sister. Let's get her on the phone first.
Hey,
Hey, what are you up to?
nothing, just funny.
Wait, what?
Straight drowned her out.
Yeah. What? Hello?
I know.
She's fine. Don't do that. Don't do
You
that.
get a car. You get a car.
Coy, stop it. All right, Nina, I'm here with the boys. BJ, and Coy are here.
Hello.
Fellas,
What's up?
Nina, what's good?
Anyways, Nina. So, question of the matter is no kids and never been married a red flag in your 30s and 40s?
No,
Thank you.
not at all.
Now, let me ask you this: has people ever said that to you?
All the time.
Why?
I think because society has people believing that you have to be married, and if you're not married, you have to have kids at a certain time, and then if you don't, it's kind of like you're ostracized. You're a weirdo. Yeah, I get asked all the time, and then I get asked, well, why? Well, I didn't want to settle, and I know there's nothing wrong with having multiple partners or multiple partners and having children.
Not at the same
But
time.
it's
Not at the same time.
but it's not something I wanted.
Right.
Yeah, I just didn't want that for myself. I mean, you can, some people are very fortunate to have exes in which they're friends with, but that's like one out of, 500. So, yeah.
Very true. B, you think that's a red flag
On either side.
in either side?
I don't think so. I mean, look at me.
No?
I just feel like look at all of us. None of us. And no offense, none of us
There's
have
no
kids.
offense. Right.
Yeah, none of us have kids.
That we know of.
Yeah, that's
And neither married either. So, I mean, just
well, I mean-
relationships.
Right.
I mean, I think after a while, like I've had long relationships, the ones that I did have, so I would look at those, and if you take those out, how, like, those relationships have put me where I am at.
Yeah, 100%.
Nina
Right.
said, oh my
Yeah,
God.
go ahead.
I want to say Nina said the word that I was thinking. The people settle.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I got friends
Yeah.
that were
No,
married for like
exactly.
9 months. So now, you're in your 30s, but you were married when you were 21.
Yeah.
But you can say you were married. Nah,
That
you
don't
settled.
count.
And you were married for like 8-9 months, and that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see so
Right.
I see so many people are just settling because they get to a point where they're like, oh, I gotta have kids. My biological clock is running out, and et cetera, et cetera. But I don't. I'm never gonna settle. I don't care what anybody says. I know what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And if that person doesn't come at me,
That's okay.
That's okay.
How many
I'm okay
girls
with
do
it.
you think settle these days to have the marriage
Oh my
and,
gosh.
and the kid versus
Bro, I
ton.
can say a ton of the girls that I know of that are getting married or whatever, and like I'm like looking at the dude, I was like, okay, this is completely not what you're usually going after, whatever. But then I can see
Right.
why you're going after this because you're used to going after this other look of guys, right? But I just feel like that's you just settled in because you're not getting the one you wanted from what you've been striking
Just
out,
to get what you
just to
want.
get what you want. I mean, just to like,
but like a kid and marriage,
Yeah.
that's two huge things. In
But
life,
then
you
this
know?
is why you see more and more, single moms now, I feel.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because they do settle.
I mean, well, not just that. Like, so you see single moms two-way, right? You see single moms who might have settled, or who knows, an unfortunate situation happened where someone passed away. All that can happen.
Yep.
But now you do see single parents, male or female, that chose to have children really on their own without a partner. So they might be doing it the other way of
Yeah.
first comes, forget it, I'm going to just have my child.
Yeah.
And then if a partner comes in who's going to love me and my child, that's an added bonus. And, so
How often
No,
does that
I-
happen? That girls are like, I don't
I
need somebody,
think-
I just want to have a kid.
I think now
Nah.
it happens a lot more, but also so many things are at everyone's kind of disposal in hand, because now a lot of organizations add like the fertility to their health plan. So it makes it easier for those women who want to freeze their eggs. Like when I was younger, that wasn't even talked about or thought about because it was very expensive. Not saying that it's cheap now, but it's definitely, now they have payment plans,
I
So
don't know it was covered by insurance. I don't know they started.
Payment plans. We got babies on layaway.
What's covered? What's covered by insurance?
Fertility.
well, fertility,
Freezing
yeah.
eggs.
Wow.
If they see some, oh yeah,
It's not
Yeah,
elective.
nah, you can dump your nuts off. Ooh, and freeze them.
but
Can't. No, you can't. For guys can, yeah.
Yeah.
On insurance?
Nah, I ain't saying all that, but I mean,
yeah, well, you know what? It's equal. So
I mean,
it's
hey,
like where you can go and, if you wanted to, but
I got strong
Not too-
swimmer, so we good,
right.
we good.
Not too many men do that because you guys always have them until you pass away. They're always regenerating. Look at Robert De Niro
Al Pacino,
and Al Pacino. So
Goats.
82 years old.
Goats. Say hello to
Oh.
my little friend.
Oh yeah. And then what?
Yeah.
And then
Two-year-old
what?
dad.
Uncle Franz. He
Oh, yeah.
He got a 3-year-old. He's
uncle?
he's 78. He got a
He's-
3-year-old.
Letterman.
yeah, I think he's 78. Yeah,
I think he's 70. Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
kid's 3. I'm like, hey, bro.
yeah.
But
Play some
Wild.
catch outside.
Nah. So he got to have his life alert on if he tries.
God damn.
So stupid. I mean, when you think about it at that age, I mean,
Yeah, hell
is
no.
it ideal? No, but for men, it can happen. For women, that just doesn't happen.
Yeah, no.
You know, so it's why it's more for women than men, but they have other fertility things for men as well, you know, if an unfortunate situation happened, or for those who were like, you know what, I'm going to get the snippety snip and they got it early and now they want to get it, you know, fixed. But that's still, it's so much cheaper than for women. It's honestly ridiculous,
Yeah.
but you know,
Can
that's
you
no here nor
reverse
there.
that?
But
Can you reverse that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
yeah.
Yeah. Right now it's at a 25% success rate, but you know, in due time it'll be at a
I know.
Try it 4 times.
maybe like an 80.
Try it 4 times. Again.
Got it.
So
Got it.
I want to ask. So I don't believe it's a red flag either. But do you feel like you put pressure on yourself, Nina?
Yes.
Besides just
I
society.
did.
Besides just society.
I did, but then, you know, I did. And then I mean, there was so many red flags. It was like, you know what? I would rather have, you know, a plan B, which would be to go like the other route, to have a child on my own, whatnot, than to settle.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I can't, and I refuse to settle.
And I think.
But that's how I am in my personal life. That's how I am in business.
Yep.
I just refuse to settle. So,
I feel like the majority of people cave to that pressure from themselves and the peers.
yeah.
And then, they,
family.
and then
family.
they avoid and they don't even recognize, or they don't want to recognize those red flags in their partner just because they're so
Right.
like, you know what, I need to stay on track with everyone else.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
That's exactly how it goes.
We all need to have kids
Society
at the same
drives
time.
that. They drive that pressure. You know.
Yeah.
Society, social media.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Oh, yeah. All of it. It's just like now it's cool to be, you know, a thick, full-figured woman. That was not cool 10, 15 years ago. You know, now everyone's getting off of whatever Ozempic or whatever they're taking, which is great, but it's really like, really? Like I've always been the size that I am, and I've always been proud of it. So it's where you really have to have high self-esteem.
Hey, I saw a meme that said, everybody on 600, my 600-pound life is not single. Oh, yeah, you said it to me. Is not single. Go ahead and eat that honey bun.
It's true.
Wait, what?
I said that to him yesterday.
Everybody on my 600-pound life, it's a reality show.
Right, I know that.
Everybody's
Yeah.
everybody's marriage or in a relationship.
Everyone's married.
Yeah,
Currently or after?
currently. And
No, they're currently. Very few of them get a divorce after they lose a lot of weight.
But he was trying to finish.
Yeah.
But so the meme was like, go ahead and eat that donut.
Yeah, go ahead and eat that.
Yes.
Don't even worry about it. Look at they're 600 pounds. They got somebody. It don't matter. At the end of the day, it don't matter.
It's not big.
Six pack don't matter, Coy. All right.
All right, Nina, we gonna let you go. I appreciate
All
you.
Where it
right.
came from?
All right. Bye.
Bye. You guys have fun. Bye.
You know, it's crazy. Let's get a guy. Let me hit up Satin. See what he up to.
But man, I'm telling you that pressure from the world, from your
I
friends,
mean, the world, the family,
and yourself,
I feel,
because you start seeing everybody. Because I'm telling you, I feel like I fell under some pressure with that.
Okay.
Friends,
But more so
because
for the women though, right?
no, it just depends.
I think the men fall under pressure too, bro.
Me,
There
guys,
was that myth by the time you're this age,
Hey, talk to
2.5
me. I'll call
kids.
back, baby. What's going on?
Satin, I need you to relax, my guy. What's good with it?
What's going on, baby? What's going on?
Not much, man. Question for you. Let me ask you this,
Yeah.
and because you are a man and in your 30s, do you think that it's a red flag that you've never been married or had a kid?
I don't think it's a red flag. It could also mean that you have, a certain level of standard. Maybe you were in a certain mind frame when you were younger.
Yep. Go ahead, King.
Maybe when you were younger, you had a different mind frame, and you kind of grew up and went through experiences, and you realized, okay, maybe that's not realistic. So you understand that some women, they go through a certain phase in their life. They weren't mature enough. They didn't have the certain guidance, and then they realize through experience that that's not necessarily what's important. They have to find their own value system through dating and making mistakes and learning. So you can't judge everybody like that. Everybody has their own timing.
Let me ask you this. Do you find it that it's a red flag? Like, do women say it's a red flag because you haven't been married or had a kid?
They what I noticed is, why don't you have any children? That's what they look at me like, what's going on? Like, what's that about? They're thankful that they're like, oh, good. Some women are like, oh, look at you. That's you doing good. You ain't got no kids. But some of them are like, they kind of look at me like,
perspective.
What you doing? Like, I ain't got no kids here. What's wrong with you doing?
Yeah.
So, but one thing a lot of men don't realize is they're so smart. They're analyzing. They're looking into like, why is this handsome dude not have no kids? What is he doing? Why, so you think the problem is we think that they're not thinking that. They're analyzing everything about you when they see you from head to toe.
Yeah.
So they're looking at you like, okay, he has charisma. So what's wrong with him?
You got dance moves? I've seen those dance moves. You got dance moves?
Nah, man. I mean, to be honest with you, bro, I feel like it's just the fact of the matter is you were like, nah, come on. No.
Yeah.
You were really sitting back. It's like, this is going to be a $250,000 hit right here.
You're right.
It's going to be a $250,000 hit. Like,
damn, it's more than that.
Over how long?
Man.
18 years?
18, yeah.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. I mean, it's probably more now with inflation. Like, is going raw really worth it?
It's not. I've done it before, and it's not okay. You get it caught in the moment.
Nervous after. Little nervous after.
Let's just say what the truth is. If you play the game, you've been man. But it's understand that these are the consequences that come with playing the game. You have to be very careful with what you're doing.
Yeah. 100. I mean, that's my thing, bro. Like, that's a lot, especially with someone you're like, man.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why when you're dealing with women, do you want to have a child with this woman? You got to ask yourself that. If you're gonna play that game, you're gonna play Russian roulette. Yeah. Are you ready for the bullet to hit your head? That's just the truth. And I think a lot of men
your brain isn't thinking at that moment. Your brain is not firing all cylinders at the moment. It's the other head that's thinking.
Yep.
You said, well,
hello?
Hello?
Okay.
Yeah, can you hear me? I'm sorry, I'm driving.
Yeah, no, you good. He said it's your other head that's thinking.
Not your brain at that moment.
In the heat of the moment.
Can you hear? I'm sorry, y'all.
You good? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
He said it's your other head that's thinking. Pause if necessary.
Oh man, I'm all
right, we're gonna let you go, bro. Nah, bro, we're good. Bro.
Damn.
Nah, man. Well, I mean, my thing is like, I mean,
he said, what's wrong with you? But can it be like viewed as this guy's responsible? He didn't.
Well, you would hope a woman would like, damn,
that cell phone plan's a red flag. No Wi-Fi over there. What's going on over here?
My thing is with that situation, it's like you could sit back and say whatever you want to say, but at the same time, like this is how far I decided to live my life.
Yeah,
and I'm doing pretty well. You know what I'm saying? And I put myself in the best possible position
to get
for the best possible outcome.
Yeah. And having a kid is not going to help you.
I mean, for a guy, let me ask you this. A woman, some women like to date guys with kids, show how responsible he is, this, that, and third. Yeah, but I'm just as responsible because safety never took a holiday.
It shouldn't be held against you.
It shouldn't be held against you. Is it sometimes? Yeah, I think so. Because if you're such a great guy, why haven't you? Well, because I have standards too.
Are you allowed to say back like, I don't want to sound mean, but like,
No, you
what
can say
happened? What happened to you? Like, you know?
I did.
But you know what? They could look at it too, like as a different maturity thing. Like if I see
Yeah.
a girl with a kid, I feel like she's going to be more responsible. She has
Yep.
like
Yeah.
bigger responsibilities. She's not out here just fucking off
Wait,
doing all
wait.
this bullshit all the time.
100%.
Because she can't.
100%. I'm with that on
To
that.
me, as you got older, it's like it's kind of attractive because you know what? They're super responsible. They got to take care of this kid. They're probably
Yeah.
out here doing their thing.
Yeah.
They got to do it. I mean, unless they're not. But I mean, you know what I'm saying? It could be
B,
positive.
Would you rather date a girl with kids or not?
If you had, if all other things are the same,
Everything else is the same.
What do you mean everything else?
like her,
All the other factors are completely
she's
the same.
good in her life. You like every aspect about her. One has a kid and one doesn't.
Before you answer, though, I want to know how old is this kid?
Correct. That's a big.
Okay,
that's
so
I'll be fucking with the
so based on-
16-year-old scrapping in the front yard. Bop, bop, you know what I mean?
I'd rather have an older kid than a younger kid. Reason being is
Yep.
when their kids are older, it makes it easier as far as they're already established who the father is and all that stuff, right? Yeah. So they know when weekends. This weekend is yours. That weekend is mine. That way, you know where you stand as far as when I have time with you.
Yeah.
Okay. But when you have an infant or anywhere from like 1 to like I would say 8, you don't know. Yeah. You don't know what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
Right. So this weekend you have to babysit. Oh, last minute things. All these things happen.
She has way more.
She has way more responsibilities when the kids are under 10 as opposed to when they're above 13. Right.
Yeah, 100%.
So.
But you also get more free time.
As in how?
If they're older.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, if I'm trying to get into a relationship, I know what I'm offering, and I'm expecting something in return as well. But I don't want to be fighting for time with the kids. Okay, that so it becomes a family thing. Like now, before I was okay with like going into a relationship that has kids, right? Now I just feel like it's too much to work around. I just feel like it's easier if I go date somebody that's completely fresh, new, single, don't have that much priorities in their lives, whatnot, because it just makes things easier.
I don't know because that person is then fighting for your time, and who's to say you have all the time in the world?
That's okay because I don't have responsibilities as much as she does. I can go I can go to dinner whenever you want, but that's the thing. Yeah. So I'm on her time no matter what. Right, because she's available for me when I'm available, because I'm always available, but she's not. Yeah. So if I want to go on a Friday night, but she can't because why? Because she has to babysit her own kid. Then that's an issue for me, right? Because now I'm always going to take the second.
You can't do it.
I can't do a damn thing.
You have no right to even say anything.
I can't even say anything because she already tells you, it's like, well, you already know I have a kid.
Yeah,
that's the first thing they're going to come at you, right? So you have no leverage.
The best you can ever be is number 2.
Correct. You're always going to be number 2. So that's why now, even if I'm going through like Hinge or Bumble or whatever, and I see kids, swipe left.
Really?
Yeah. It doesn't matter. I mean, unless I see someone like in my age, 38, 39 or whatever, then I know their kids are in the 18, 19-year-old, right? They're not going to be in their 5, 6, 7 years old. Then I know then they're established. Then I'm okay with that. Because then I know like either the kid has their own life, right? If they're 18, 19 years old, they're going to be in college or, they might have jobs or whatever. They have their own thing going on at that point. So
I think it's I feel like I'm a little opposite on that.
Yeah, same
because
100%.
Like I feel like I'll never be obviously that kid's dad, but if this is gonna be a long-term thing, I would still want to build that bond and know like, hey, that kid can count on
you
me.
You will, but here's the thing,
with the 15, 16, 17.
But here's the thing though, because when you're older. When the son or daughter is older, they already have their father figure and their mother figure, right? So that's already established, right? Yeah. But when they're younger, then there's that issue too. It's like, is that my dad, or where is my dad? Is my dad gonna be around? Those situation comes around, right? 100%. So when you're older, it's easier. It's easier to build a bond with them no matter what. Even if you, let's say, they're 18 years old and they already have a father, you get into a relationship and you go in for 2-3 years in. After the first 8 months, I would say, you're going to build a good friendship with that kid, no matter what. It's just the kid's going to understand their parents are separated. This is the new guy. Do I vibe or whatever, right?
There's more chance for drama when they're younger. Yeah.
Correct.
Between the dad and you.
Yeah.
I think it just depends on the people. But it's like, I guess for me, if they're 18, like I don't want to like you're a man. I'm dating you, and you're a man. Also, like you have your own, like you said, you have your own life.
Right.
I feel like that respect level is not going to be there. But if you grew up with me,
you can mold it. Yeah.
and you saw how well I treated your mom, how well I treated you, you're like, you know what? This guy loves me and my mom.
Okay, so here's
you know?
I'll give you an example of that because in my last relationship, when I got into the relationship with them, the youngest was 5 years old, the oldest were 12 or 11, I think, something like 12, I think.
At the time.
At the time. So when I got into the relationship, the daughter was all over me because she doesn't have a father figure. You know, she's my daughter now. So she was all over me, right? Like every time I go, like she just wants to hang out with me all the time.
Yeah.
But this brother wants nothing to do with you because the brother's mentality is
He's
like,
at that age.
He's at that age is like you're trying to take my mom away from me or take the chance of mom and dad ever getting back together. Those things are in his head. So when we got into the relationship, everything was working, and like after a while, dude, the son was more like appreciative of me for what I've done for him than his own father, right? Because I built that after a while, right? So I feel like if the kid's a little older, they'll understand, they'll get it, they'll get more. But then somebody who's younger. Now I mean, Kaya obviously was 5 years old when I met her, but like she had no idea. Her father didn't want to be in her life, so like she got attached to me, and I got attached to her because, it's just what happened. And I'm still in her life, So I mean, we're not together, but I told her like I'll still be in your life no matter what. I'll still be in her life. So. Being that said, so I would say it's easier for me to date somebody that's a lot older, 38, 39 with kids, as opposed to, let's say they're
Feel like
30.
you took a big loss already? You're not trying to take another one?
Yeah, man.
Okay, that's fair. It's very.
Yeah, no. I look back. It's
you took the biggest loss of all. Yeah, she didn't take that loss. You took the biggest loss of all because you not only lost once, you lost 3 times, and she lost one.
Not to mention I lost the dogs too.
Yeah, lost everything.
And then mind you, my dog just passed this, past Saturday. Kano passed away, and it was tough because he had a heart condition. So when I even went over to her house to see the house, I couldn't even see the dog because if the dog gets excited,
something could trigger.
It can trigger the heart, and he can die right then and there. So I was at the house, I couldn't even see them. You know what I'm saying? So like, those are the losses that I made too. You know what I'm saying? Like if I look back at it, and like if we were together still, I mean, I would be there next to Kano before he passes away. Those situations, I mean, those things are in my head, like that really gets to me because I'm like, I put in the work because I'm the one who trained Kano, right? I'm the one who took him on dog walks. Like those things still get in my head. And not, on the human side is different than, the pets part too. 100%. So I took 5 losses, you know what I'm saying? I took 3 losses with the humans, 2 losses with the dogs. You know what I'm saying? It's very taxing, and I don't want to go through all that again. And that's why I just feel like because when you have more to lose than if you're dating a single person.
It's a gamble for sure.
For sure, because I'm not just lose because I don't have custody. If I have you like I'll give you an example, right? No?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll talk later.
Yeah, for sure.
But what I'm saying is if you get to that role of that you being a father figure and then all of a sudden she said, fuck you, get out the house.
Yeah.
You can't do it.
You can't do anything. It's not like I can be like, look all the time and effort and the money I put into these kids. Do I get anything returned? Nope. Fuck no. I don't get a goddamn penny. Yep. All I get is the boot. Good luck. That's it. Yep. Right? So how is that fair to me? So that's why I don't like ever now. I'm very, very methodical on everything I'm looking at. Every girl that I'm even it's like even a swipe. Yeah. I'm not just swiping left and right. I'm actually looking through these fucking profiles and be like, damn, okay, I can't do this one. Okay, maybe I can do this one. So I'm actually reading into it.
Yeah, 100%. Let's call another woman and let's and
that goes with the experience for sure.
Hey, what up? Again, hello?
Hello?
Maybe it's me. Hold on, let me turn off my Wi-Fi. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Perfect.
Hear me?
Good. Maddie, I'm here with BJ and I gotta switch that up. And Coy.
What's up?
It's kind of choppy wherever you're at.
Hold on. I'm at home. I thought you wouldn't be able to hear me. Is that better?
Yeah, it's a little better. All right, so question for you. Is a guy in his 30s and 40s with no kids,
Or
and have
women.
never been married, or woman, a red flag?
Why the hell would that be a red flag?
I agree with you, but to a lot of people, that is a red flag.
Why? Because if you think about it, you're like getting in a relationship with somebody. Wouldn't you want to like start fresh and start new?
I mean, to some people, yeah, but
I mean, I don't have a problem if a guy was like married or had kids, but at the
Yeah.
same time, you know, like Jesse,
yeah.
he just turned 37. And to be honest, I'm relieved that he doesn't have kids and doesn't have like all of that extra baggage and extra stuff.
Hmm.
So,
No drama.
I mean, he didn't seem to have a problem with me like I was previously married.
Yeah.
And I really wish I wasn't.
I mean, I don't think any of the guys ever really do have a. I think we just happy still to be in the room. I don't know. I'm just saying. We're just happy to be in
I
the
mean,
room.
I don't know.
I don't know. I like I said, I don't think, I feel like a lot of women think a guy that's that age, it's a red
But
flag.
at the same time, it's like, but what's their, I guess I could see
The
that
Peter
as in
Pan
like, what's
syndrome?
their reasoning? Why didn't anybody want to marry you? Or why didn't you have kids? Or are you just not ready? Or do you want to be a kid forever? Or are you just not mature enough to handle a relationship? I guess I could see that.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, if you think about it, like this person's never gotten married.
Yep.
They've never had kids. So they don't have all of this stuff on top that like makes your relationship like, I don't have anything against people who have kids and who are dating. But if you think about it, it's like, okay, now I have to schedule around their schedule along with their kids' schedule, along with now I have to, is there, you know, like an ex-parent in the picture? Is there an ex that's around with the kids? And that's a lot to deal with.
Like, damn, there's
But I don't
another
know.
baseball tournament? Damn. Shit. You know what I mean?
So I don't know. I guess I could see that it being weird, and I don't see it being a red flag though. I see it.
Yeah, I don't think
as,
it should
you
be
know,
a red flag. I mean, I think if anything, somebody who's older in that in that age, I would say they're more wiser than anything.
Well, exactly. Like Jesse said, it's not for lack of trying. It's just he didn't find that person, and it just didn't happen to ever work out.
Right.
So I don't know. Like I'm kind of really glad I didn't have kids with my ex. Like that would have just been a mess. I mean, hell, he tried to share custody with the dogs, and I was like, "You're joking, right?"
I mean, that's, yeah. I mean, that's all your dog is.
I love my dog, though.
We all
So-
See? Yeah, we all do. So, yeah, no. I think for the reason why of this question, I feel like me and my sister were like going back and forth and talking about this this past week about it. Just in like she said before she had met her man, a lot of men felt that she had a red flag because she didn't have any kids. And
That's so messed up.
And she's never been married. And, you know, is she so focused on career where she's not going to give enough attention, this, that, third. And everybody knows my sister. My sister is fucking plane hopping and sun seeing any chance she gets. So,
Absolutely.
you know, it was it was never that.
And what do so many people with kids say who have kids who have been married? Oh, I didn't get to do this, and
Yeah,
that.
I wish I
because
did
got
all this
pregnant
before I
early,
got
and
pregnant.
I
Right.
wish, exactly. I wish I could have waited. I wish I could have done this. It's like, I don't regret my kids, but,
Yeah.
you know, I get it. Some people are more career driven and some people are more family driven. It just depends
100%.
on,
Where
you know, like
at,
I know
where
a lot of my girlfriends don't even want to have kids of their own. You know, they're like, I don't want to do that to my body, or I don't want to go through all of that. I don't care if my significant other has kids, you know, like I don't mind being a step parent, but that just, for some people, it's not in the cards. They're just not, that's not their thing. And that's okay.
Yeah.
Who the hell wouldn't want to travel and focus on their career and then be able to come in later in life and then do the kid thing
Yeah,
when you can afford it? Oh my God, how many kids, how many people have kids in like teenage, you know, fucking 20 something,
Yeah, it's
and
expensive.
they're struggling. They're
Yeah.
living with their parents. They're, you know, in and out of freaking apartments and trailers and whatever, and bouncing around for relationships because, oh, this person abused me and now my kids are, you know, whatever, and I can't afford shit. And I'm on WIC and blah, blah, blah. Yet there are people who are older and are like in a 2
3-story home. They have cars. Their kids are going to private schools because they lived their life, and they're like, look what you can earn when you focus on a career and then you focus on the family life. You know, there's nothing wrong with being an older parent. Is it hard? Sure. But
that's
you know, you can give your kids a lot more.
Yeah, I mean, even the people that don't like have everything, right, and they don't have kids, now what they tell them is like, go live life. Like if you have everything, you have money, you have career, you have everything set right, but you don't have the family aspect of it. Shit, go travel, go see the world before you jump into a relationship because you made it, right? If you made it, you just want to experience the rest of the world. Reward yourself first before you jump into this tie down shit that you're gonna get tied down for the rest of your life.
Isn't the world like overpopulated right now?
Isn't that the reason COVID happened?
That's the crazy part with society, right? Everything is backwards. Like if you are if you're unmarried and or a single parent, that's not the red flag. You not having that, you not being divorced or having a kid in your 30s, that's the red flag. Yeah. But people divorced being a single parent isn't. That's the backwards stuff.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. There's different ways of looking
I mean,
at it.
Honestly, it can go either way. I guess. You know, it really just depends on which way you look at it.
I think it's just timing.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. We appreciate you, Maddie. I can't thank you enough.
Of course.
I'll text you later.
All right. Sounds good.
Thanks, Maddie.
All right. Later.
All right. Bye.
Nah, I like that. I didn't. Yeah. I never, you say it now, but yes, society may have it backwards. I mean, also, is there two ways to look at things? Absolutely. But I think I think judgment should be built off of character.
But do you think girls are more judgy of guys
100%.
if they already have the kid and you don't? Versus
if you're so good, how come you're not taken?
That's their point of view after having a kid.
That's their point of view
in general.
Do you think girls care more or the guys care more?
Girls care more. We just happy to be in the room, bro.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just saying, I think what's the girl's logic there? I'm saying it's like, oh, you're not, you're at 40, you don't have kids, then all of a sudden you're not that good, like you're a red flag. What's that logic coming from? Like I can do this complete opposite, and like you're a mom, you have 3 kids from 3 different fathers. Oh, what? That's not a red flag.
See, that's the thing. Right?
That's not a red flag. Oh, but you've lived life, right? You have kids. You bought a house.
It's the catch-22 of everything.
Yeah.
But that's why I always tell people, I was like, Dad, if someone is hating on you, that's just not your person. Like, everybody has a person that's gonna. You know how they say you're exactly where you're supposed to be with everything you're supposed to have.
Correct.
And no one wants to believe that. You're exactly where you're supposed to be with everything you're supposed to have.
Correct. I believe in that.
What starts fucking it up is when you start to push it and pressure it.
And
push
it.
No, because that's the thing. Because I look at I was struggling early, right?
Yeah.
I'm so now I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
But now, like you said, you're supposed to be where exactly you're supposed to be. But had I pushed too hard when I was struggling, it could have been detrimental for me.
Dominoes could have fell.
I felt a complete different backwards
way,
right?
100%.
But I didn't push it. I just stayed course. Took what was given to me and I ran with it, right?
100%.
And that's all I've ever done. So now I'm in a comfortable position where I'm not struggling anymore. I'm good with money and whatnot, right? But then am I looking for someone to, be in a relationship and, spend the rest of my time with? Absolutely. But at the same time, I'm not going out there just to.
You're not pushing.
I'm not pushing.
You're not pushing it. You're waiting for things to. You're waiting for the cards to fall exactly.
How.
100%.
I mean, how the job fell through for me. I'm gonna wait for the same with my relationship.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Because rushing something is never gonna get you to. It's supposed to happen when it's supposed to happen.
Correct.
Instead of force feeding.
Yeah. You gonna force feed yourself into something bad, and then you're still gonna get what's great, but you're gonna get that bad in between because you keep forcing it. Right. You're not being patient.
It's going to be a bad one.
100%.
When you rush something, you're going to overlook things that you should have seen if you were just coasting along. And
they say the fastest way to get anywhere is very slowly.
Slowly and surely.
Yeah. Hold on. All right. First from My bad. First and foremost, I want to thank everybody for listening. Whether you listen to it on Google Play, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Pandora, you downloaded that Men Don't Know podcast app. I can't thank y'all enough. Merch store is open as always, but hit me up on Instagram at Men Don't Know, Twitter at Men Don't Know 1. Shoot me an email, Chris at mendontknow.com, or hop on the mendontknow.com website and shoot me a message. We are out.
How many pictures are on Yelp? Pull up all these pictures and you're like, oh, that's the dessert you're eating? All right, Michelle. That's the candle? Okay, that's the same candle. I know where you're at. 45 minutes to an hour.
45 minutes to an hour. Wait, can you run that long? No offense.
That's how I got married, dog. You know, my first date, bro.
Was that what you did?
Yeah, my first date with her.
And look at.
I think a guy's more comfortable being alone than a girl, but I mean, that's a whole nother
subject.
subject.